Hey everybody, it's Candace Chalky here coming to you today to talk a little bit about magnesium. I have to say magnesium is probably one of the most requested sort of supplements that I'm asked about, and part of that reason is probably because there's so many different forms and people get confused about what the best form of magnesium is for them. So I'm going to give everybody a minute to pop on. And I'm going to see if I can, I want to share this in a couple of my groups. Hey, so if you guys are popping on, say hi to me, give me a wave, let me know that you're here. Let's see you guys popping on. Hi, Auntie Barb. And just bear with me while I try and grab this video. I've got two separate groups that I coach in, and I want to make sure that everybody in those groups gets access to this live video, because there is, oh, there it is. There's some really, really important information that I'm about to share. So I'm just going to share it, and then I'm good to get started with everybody. So if you're here, say hi. Hi, Jody. If you guys are not in my Healthy Wife, Happy Life group, I definitely want to invite you guys to come in and join. Every single week for this year, we do a weekly challenge. So this week, our challenge is to be increasing our steps and walking. And hi, Auntie Barb. Jacqueline, I think I walked past your parents' house today, getting my 7,000 steps in this morning. So let me just share this in a couple of my groups, and then we'll get started. If you have any questions for me, go ahead and post them in the comments, and I will do my best to get to these at the end of this Facebook Live. I only have a few minutes. I actually have to rush out the door and get my littlest off to gymnastics. So just got a few minutes here before I have to go. So I've got one more group to share in, and then we're going to start talking about magnesium, how to choose the right magnesium for your body, what are the best sources of magnesium that are out there. I also am sharing in my group, I'm going to share the link, I've posted it here as well, to my blog post that covers the same information, but there's a recipe there for making pumpkin seed butter, which happens to be a really great source of magnesium if you're trying to find foods that have magnesium in them to sort of up your magnesium. So let me just, I've got one more group to share this in, and then we're going to get started. So thank you guys for bearing with me and having some patience, and we'll get going. Hard to type fast and do this at the same time. Okay, there we go. All right. So the two groups that I'm sharing this in, actually, if you guys are in the groups, you'll see it in there too. But what I wanted to share with you was a little bit more about magnesium, why it's important. And those groups that I'm sharing in, one happens to be a group where I focus on hormone health is one of the topics. The other group is a group where if you're on and you're in that group, it's healing from costochondritis, and the people in that group are suffering with a lot of inflammation, a lot of pain in their body, and magnesium is really great for that. So what time is the best time of day to take it? That's really a good question, Auntie Barb. So it depends on the type of magnesium that you're taking. There are some magnesiums that can actually give you a lot of energy. So if you're really tired, if you have adrenal fatigue, it might be really supportive for that, and I'm going to get into that on this live. And then there are other magnesium sorts or types of magnesium that people take at night, especially if they're struggling with constipation. And so all these different types of magnesium do different things in the body. So I'm definitely going to dive into that. So let's talk a little bit about magnesium, why it's so important. It is one of those nutrients in the body that is so important. It's the fourth most abundant nutrient within the body. So we have more magnesium than most other nutrients. There's about 3 others that we have more of than magnesium. It's responsible, it's a cofactor for 300 different or more than 300 different biochemical reactions in the body. So you can see that it's really important. It's important for maintaining nerve function, healthy heart. It's great if you are struggling with anxiety, stress, headaches. We know that some people that have migraines, it can be because of a magnesium deficiency. So it's really, really important that you're getting enough magnesium in. And one of the things that we know now is our food is becoming super, super deficient in magnesium. We're not getting enough of it in our food. So supplementing for some people might be really important. And again, I'm going to sort of go over that a little bit more. Magnesium helps with things like our stress levels. It's been referred to as a relaxation mineral. It is really, really important in our digestive system. So serotonin, most of the serotonin, and you guys might have heard of serotonin, it's our happy hormone. Most of it is actually produced or found in the digestive system. And it requires magnesium for its production. So if you are experiencing a lot of anxiety, making sure you're getting enough magnesium can actually be huge for helping your serotonin production. So you want to make sure that you're having enough magnesium when you've got stress or anxiety. If you're struggling with mood disorders, it's super, super important for that, for your stress levels and your emotional state. If you are having a higher stress day, you might want to add in more magnesium or double up. If you're traveling, you're watching your son's hockey game or daughter's gymnastics competition, those types of things are exciting for me, but they can get really stressful. So adding in some magnesium on those extra stressful days can be helpful. Magnesium is also used in hospitals. It's given to patients intravenously to help slow down their heart rate. It is great for maintaining our brain function. There's one form of magnesium I'm going to talk about that actually can cross the blood-brain barrier. And so it's really, really great if you're struggling with brain fog or memory loss, things like that. So we'll get into that. It also helps regulate muscle contractions. It's the opposite to calcium that helps our muscles to relax. So magnesium is commonly recommended for treating muscle cramps. And there are, again, so many different forms. We're going to get into it, but topical magnesium might be great for you, especially if you have IBS or IBD and you're struggling to absorb your nutrients. Taking a topical form of magnesium might be better for you. So what are the symptoms of magnesium deficiency? Let's talk about that for a minute. It might seem obvious, the things I've already talked about, but muscle pain, cramps, restless leg syndrome, headaches and migraines that I mentioned earlier, feeling constantly fatigued or weak, depression, anxiety, edginess, craving chocolate for a lot of women. Which one is good for autism? That's a really good question. I know for people with autism, there's a lot of digestive connection there. So I would probably say bisglycinate because of how absorbable it is, Jody. So let's just keep going. So exhaustion during exercise is going to be another symptom for you if you are deficient in magnesium. Insomnia and midnight waking. Some of those symptoms might sound familiar to you if you have adrenal fatigue as well, and I'm going to talk about that next. So magnesium is hugely important when it comes to balancing your hormones. It helps to improve thyroid function, supporting estrogen detoxification of harmful metabolites is another thing it does. It can help lower blood sugar levels. It lowers adrenaline and cortisol. So again, if we're talking about adrenal fatigue, magnesium is really, really important to make sure that your levels are where they need to be. It helps to support testosterone production, increases serotonin. As I mentioned earlier, we need magnesium to increase our serotonin in our digestive system, and it increases DHEA. So these are all really important things when it comes to our hormones and magnesium. So while I prefer for my clients to get most of the nutrients from whole foods, magnesium is something that might be important to supplement. And that is just because of, with conventional farming practices and pesticide use, we know that our soil is becoming deficient in nutrients, and therefore our food is becoming deficient in a lot of nutrients, magnesium being one of them. So some of the different forms I'm going to talk about below. There is magnesium bisglycinate. It also is known as a magnesium chelate, magnesium dysglycinate, and magnesium glycinate. It's got a lot of different names. It's all the same thing, so it can be pretty confusing. Then there's magnesium citrate, malate, threonate, oxide, chloride, and carbonate. There's a couple others, but these are the ones I'm going to talk about today. So my number one choice, it's what I take every single day. It's what I recommend to the majority of my clients because it's my favorite form of magnesium, and that is the magnesium bisglycinate. It is highly absorbable. It's the most absorbable form of magnesium that you can get. It is a chelated form, and therefore it's not likely to cause digestive upset. You can take it at night. It's not one that should give you a lot of energy, but you can also take it in the morning to help support the adrenals, support the hormones, help you get through the entire day. And again, that, if my stress levels are high, I might double up on that one. A chelated form, if anybody's wondering, it just means that an amino acid has been attached to it, and it makes them a very stable form of magnesium. It's less likely to cause the gastrointestinal symptoms. Get the spelling of that. You know what you can do, Jody? I am posting the link to my blog post about this. It is posted in here at the top, I believe, when I started the live. I'll post it again. But the link to the blog post that has it all spelled out for you is in there, so you can definitely go ahead and grab it. It's on my website, which is healthywifehappylife.com. Just go to the blogs, you'll see it there. It's the one that I posted today, so you'll find it. Yeah, a lot of magnesium comes with calcium. They're paired together because they work together. So it is important to have a calcium with your magnesium, but you might want to find, like I say, take a magnesium bisglycinate and then take calcium on top of it so that you can absorb it even better. So that is okay. But some of these forms, like this one, the bisglycinate, is 80% absorbable on its own. You don't have to have calcium with it. I hope, Jody, I hope that helps. I know restless leg syndrome can be a problem for a lot of people. So definitely some good stuff here for you. And then some of the other benefits of the bisglycinate is it helps with PMS, with fibrocystic breast, with sleep, anxiety, cravings, pains, and cramps. So it's really a really good one for most people. Magnesium citrate, the next one I'm going to talk about, it's another chelated type of magnesium, which makes it more absorbable, which is great. It's bound to citric acid. It is about 30% bioavailable, so it's not as absorbable as the bisglycinate, but you can still get a fair amount. The problem with it for some people is that it pulls water into the bowels. So that one, if you're struggling with constipation, with chronic constipation, the citrate is going to be great for you, but it's still not as absorbable, say, as the bisglycinate. But again, if you're wanting to deal with correcting some constipation, then that is going to be the one that you're going to want to use for that. It does have that laxative effect. Magnesium malate is the next one. It's a type of magnesium bound to malic acid. For those having issues with energy, as I mentioned earlier, a magnesium malate supplement may be effective at helping with chronic fatigue syndrome. Now, if you're struggling to get to sleep at night, you wouldn't want to take that one in the evening because for some people it can give you too much energy and keep you up at night. So it might be something that you try in the morning, and definitely experiment with it and see how your body reacts. But that is a great one for people who have very low energy. Magnesium threonate is a form of, again, a chelated form of magnesium. It is bound to threonic acid. It's a metabolite of vitamin C. This form of magnesium, in comparison to others, was created. This is the one that crosses the blood-brain barrier, and it might therefore improve learning, memory functions, and it might even be beneficial for age-related cognitive decline. So that is a great one for the brain, supporting the brain. Magnesium oxide is the next one. It contains a lot of magnesium by weight, but it has a very low bioavailability. It's only about 4%. A lot of network marketing companies, MLMs, tend to use magnesium oxide because it's really affordable, but it's not super bioavailable. So if you're taking a magnesium oxide, you might want to reconsider looking for a better source of magnesium. And it's not one that I recommend ever because of that. Magnesium chloride is the next one we're going to talk about. It's a form of magnesium for topical use. So earlier I was talking about magnesium that you can apply topically to the body. I know, Jody, for some people who have autistic children, textures and swallowing pills or supplements can be a challenge for them. So it might be useful for you to use for your son to use a topical magnesium like the magnesium chloride in a topical form. I also recommend it for anybody who has a challenge with absorbing nutrients. If you have IBS or IBD, Crohn's, colitis, anything like that, where you may not be able to absorb the nutrients because of inflammation in the gut, then a topical form of magnesium is a great option for you guys. And then how much magnesium should you consume day to day? For men, the recommended daily allowance is 420 milligrams, and for women, it's about 320. So that's that as far as magnesium goes. Now, some of my favorite food sources of magnesium, and I can tell you I eat pumpkin seeds every single day. I love them. They're a snack for me. I've got some raw ones at home that I have, and you can sprout them. They're amazing. So the recipe on my website and connected to this blog post is www.healthywifehappylife.com. You can find it there for how to make a creamy pumpkin seed butter, and you can add that in, put it on your toast, have it with your avocado toast. It's super yummy. But pumpkin seeds are super great for getting magnesium in. Raw almonds and cashews are also great. When you roast them, it actually destroys some of that magnesium content in there. So having them raw is better. Sprouted is great as well. Your body can better digest them. Dark chocolate, you know, how many of us women really crave dark chocolate? Or chocolate, and it's often because of the magnesium in there. If you're magnesium deficient, you might be craving dark chocolate. It's a great source. And then what else have we got? Black beans, peas and soybeans, green leafy vegetables, whole grains like oat bran, and herbs like coriander, chives, dill, and sage. Those are all really great food sources for getting magnesium into your body. Can you order from my website, Jody? Oh, God, I don't think I even have anything on there you can order. You'll have to reach out to me. I can help you. I can help you find some stuff for sure. And like I say, if you're not in my Healthy Wife Happy Life group, I share information like this in there all the time. We do weekly challenges. We've got weekend warrior workouts. This week, we're just working on getting in more steps. So every day, whatever your steps were today, how to increase them every single day. I shared some apps in there depending on the type of phone you have, and you can use a counter on your phone. And we have a lot of fun in there. I share recipes all the time and health tips, and I do special Facebook Lives in there that are just for my group and my community. So Jody, if you want me to add you, just let me know. I can put you in there. I don't know if you're in there yet. So and I actually have to get my little one off to the gym, but Jody, send me a private message for sure, and I can help you find some magnesium, okay? All right, everybody, thanks for popping on and saying hi. I hope you're all doing well, and if you watch the recording of this, feel free to post some questions or comments, and I will do my best to get back to you. Bye.